Something here's... well, it seems different. Wait, didn't we already do this one? Oi, it's McToyReviewer69 here, and for today's video, I'm actually going to show you guys my custom Siege Megatron. Now, I have already reviewed this Megatron toy, but since then, I have heavily customized it to fit my standards for Megatron. So let's go over that. So, most obvious changes already is the paint. I have painted him, but I'm not going to start at paint yet, because we're going to first go off my gripes with this toy in order of how I changed them. So, first of all, the backpack. When I first got the Siege Megatron, and I already said this on my first review of him, because I had already taken off his backpack, that I don't like the backpack. So I took it off. I took the pin off. I spent it in an initial review. If you want to see that review, go ahead and watch it. But since then, I have actually put in this peg on it. Now, I get my stuff at Hobby Lobby, and so I got this stick at Hobby Lobby. It's roughly like a millimeter or two, or a centimeter thicker than the pegs on the Transformer's hand. So I just have sent it down. Sometimes it's even useful to have it a little bit thicker. Sent it down to make pegs. So I glued that on with super glue. I'm not going to bother painting the peg because it's a peg. It's going to get scratched off. And so now he's got his shield. I turned the backpack into a shield. So that's pretty cool. And that doesn't affect transformation at all. You can see it goes on the back, even actually sits flat. The peg goes into the hole right there in his back for the transformation where this comes out. And it rotates. So I can still transform perfectly fine if you want it to. I'm not going to bother showing off the transformation though. So backpack shield, pretty much. And so my next gripe with it was the paint. There wasn't that big of a deal with it. I like what they did. You know, Megatron's gray. That's how Megatron is. The battle damage I didn't have too much of a problem with, and I wasn't going to try to take it off anyway. What I did have a problem with was the red on the forearm didn't stretch all the way around, so I changed that. As you can see, I painted it. I think it matches pretty well. I'm not sure how well it's going off on camera, but yeah, I painted that. And I painted this section here before. It was that painted. That's not originally I painted over it. Added all that red right there. So look good. At first I only did this section, but then I decided to do the rest of it later on when I went over it, because this is actually the first figure I ever painted. And it's when I found out the paint I used gets darker when it dries, so I had to end up doing a second roundabout with it. And I'm doing the whole thing, and I think it looks a lot better. And I also painted that button right there on his stomach buttons. It was not red before, and now it is. And of course the heels were black. I hated that. That pissed off my LCD so much. So now they're gray. I think it matches pretty well. Not perfect, but yeah, enough. So the next issue was, he didn't have a shoulder thing. I wanted it. I wanted that little shoulder gun. So I took the blades off of the gun he came with. Took the blades off of it. It was a screw, and now it's actually a peg. You can actually peg stuff in here. I'll show you. I think I went off this over my initial review. As you can see, it's a peg. And peg stuff on. And then I painted it. Now, this is the original paint I did at first. It's all gunky and stuff. Yeah, I realized that, but oh well. This piece right here is the cardstock that came on the Transformers trading cards. So I just cut off a piece, painted it at first, but then I'll scratch that. I've had to fix it a couple of times after that. So this actually fits into that peg right there. So you peg it on, and then there you go. He's got the little shoulder piece. And I like this. So this was my pretty much definitive Megatron for a while. I loved it. But then I got Earthrise Optimus. And as you can see, Optimus is taller by like 2 centimeters or so. He is taller, and I hated that. Megatron is either they're supposed to be eye to eye, or Megatron's always a little bit taller than Optimus, either by head, always between like a head or like half a head, or just like a centimeter taller. The reverse of what is actually here. Not even the Earthrise version fixed that, and I was gonna get that anyway. Megatron is taller than Optimus, even if he's just towering over him like the Bumblebee movie is supposed to be doing with the sequel. And I love this Prime, and I painted up. I don't know if I reviewed him yet. Actually, no, I haven't. Have I? I don't have to check, but I already haven't gone over the paint with him yet. Yes, he's all customized too. I painted him. It's not less customizing. He's more like perfecting. I less customize my Hasbro figures and more just perfect them. And you see, this guy, I did a lot more perfecting on him. I mean, come on, Hasbro. If you're gonna, that says something about your figures if I have to do that much fixing to it. Anyway, so to fix that, I made these pieces. These are thigh extensions. Make his thigh longer and make him taller. As you can see, the color matching is not perfect, but I think it'll fix pretty well. So this is the left. This is his left side. This took me a day each to do, and then I had to paint them after that. The right one I did first, and trust me, oh god, this is tight. Making them made these tight for some reason. But as you see that these pieces are looser. So I made the right one first. Messed up terribly, trial and error. Of course. They fit via the mushroom joints. So this one is actually very brittle, holding together like several pieces. This original piece broke so many times. So several pieces hold together only by super glue. So I'm careful with the transformation. Oh, there we go. And these allow him to be still transforming exactly the same, but just the back stretches a little bit out. And as you can see now, he's taller than Prime, which is awesome. I love this. I love this now. And it makes him taller now, or makes his thighs longer, so now it doesn't look kind of stumpy. I never had a problem with the proportions before, but now making these, oh yeah, there was an issue with the proportions. I only see it now. So finally, my Optimus and Megatron look great together. These are now my definitive Optimus and Megatron, unless Hasbro makes it better. Megatron, I doubt they could ever one up this Prime. This Prime, amazing. And so the final thing I did was, as you can see here, his hands. Oh, they're floppy. I kind of wish I could just get new hands to reprint my own. I can't. There's no upgrade kits I found. So what I decided to instead, I would have, because I really wanted wrist swivel, because Hasbro is doing less wrist swivels. I hate it. They're prioritizing knee ankle tilts instead. Wrist swivels are more important than ankle tilts. My freaking legend size Cliff Jumper has wrist swivels. This Optimus has an in and out hinge for transformation, a wrist swivel, and opening hands. It's a little classic, but still, come on. Anyway, since I wasn't going to make entirely new hands for him out of wood, because I'm poor and I have no access, so I don't have a 3D printer, and I can't go to school to use theirs, so what I do instead is use wood. So that's wood, those are wood, this is wood. This is a gap filler piece, which leave no room at all left in there, so that hands can't do anything. You cannot transform the hands after to print these in. You can take them in and out, but you cannot transform in without it, which I'm fine with. So how this works is, it's L shape. This goes right next to the peg in there. This is the left one, so that goes this hand, this one, right? Yes, this is right. So just slip that right in there. And then see, color matching not perfect. Don't know how well it shows off camera, but I like it. So they're gap fillers, they fixed that, and they fixed the wobbling, which was my major gripe with that. His hands were god awful. Okay, just having some trouble going in. Did I do it right? Nope, I did not do it right. Okay, there we go. Haven't done it yet, but I may, depending on how I feel eventually, I might cut this little bit off right there. I haven't yet. I don't feel like doing it yet. I probably won't, because I think it's fine. Anyway, as you can see, no more wobble at all from those hands. You can't move them at all. I wish you could have a rear swivel, but nope, they don't like swivels at Hasbro. Not anymore. Megatron even Optimus still even had this panel too for his arms. So, come on, Megatron, you have no excuses here. And so yeah, here is my completely customized Siege Megatron, fully finished, fully customized, next to my Siege Optimus. And let me tell you how it is beautiful. And as you see here, next to a standard 6-inch scale figure, we got Marvel Legends Stan Lee here. Marvel Legends is really not much of a comparison. And now the other change is with how it transforms. Because these change the transformation to where you don't even need this at all. At all. I'm gonna show. Also, you don't technically they still plug in for his tank mode. But I didn't like it in the first place. I preferred this being his tank gun. So that's how I leave it. And of course you can take these out. They're stuck in there so you can't actually pull them out. I use this paper clip to push it out. I don't transform him with putting them in anymore. So it doesn't really matter to me. So this part of transformation is completely the same. But now, I'd be careful with this wood. I'm pretty sure plastic's stronger than wood, so I'm not gonna dare try to be. I'm gonna take any risks with this wood. So I grab from the plastic right at the joints for when I move them. As you can see, before this was too close. Let's try to move right there. I'm just gonna not move this at all. This was too close to the waist, so it could tap in there, and it couldn't do this before. Now it can. As you can see, it can. It totally can. So let's take this one off. Just transform it. I'm gonna put that in. Oh, I picked the tighter one, didn't I? I can see it's too close. So you couldn't see. It runs right into the chest. But now with the, you can. So I'm not sure how I'm explaining it, but yeah. Now you are actually able to achieve this new tank mode with only the legs as a tread. His hands are out, but I'm fine with that. If I do a stop motion video, I'll put them in. But yeah, this is my definitive Megatron 2 mod. They're a little loose because it's wood. Most of this one's really loose. But yeah. So new tank mode, you can plug this in. You can turn it that way. Have these in the back. Like here, I'll just show it off. Like that. Oh, his head's there, like moving Megatron. I don't like that. I just have this away. This mode. I mean, he's on my shelf as a robot, so that's what I want. Not so much tank. I have my Cloud Megatron Great Tank mode. I just use that for his tank mode's right next to it, so you know. But yeah, and I'm loving this. I have searched for any upgrade kit that would solve these problems for me. That added what I added. I found none, so I made them myself out of wood, as I do. And I love it so much. That's the thing about customizing. It's what you love, and if you like what you made, and I do. I love this Megatron that I have created using Siege Megatron. It's great. It's G1. It's awesome. I mean, he's closer to Studio Series Megatron in height. I'm loving it. And Nexus Prime, that's awesome. It's fun to play with, and I can still play with him perfectly. I don't worry about paint too much when I play with my toys, because they're toys. They're meant to be played with. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video of my custom Siege Megatron. This was a lot of fun to do. It was over the span amongst the time I was working on it. Probably wasn't that much because there was a lot of points where I wasn't doing anything at all. If I do any other customs, I will definitely share it on the channel. So yeah, this has been your boy, McToyReviewer69, saying to have yourself a magnificent day. Despite life's challenges, I hope you have a good one. I would have waited an eternity for this. It's over, Prime. Never! No, Megatron!